Let's do a little chopper view walk through here on the track. I think you'll find that it's somewhat revealing. So let's get started. This is coming through one of the trickiest corners is right after the end of the straight here. We've made that right. We're going to start, pick it up there and go. So you want to get back on the power early on that turn. You're going to come down here and stay to the left. This turn up here, right here, you want to probably breathe out of the throttle at the 50. Just lift it completely, or even squeeze the brakes a little bit before you come in, and try to be on the throttle when you get down to the apex. You typically on this track you want to not be too aggressive with these curves because it can really throw the car, cause it to spin. This is a great example of one. Let the car track out. You can get out onto the rumble strips on the left, but stay off the green. You might get a 1X there, or even get loose and spin. The second half of this complex is a little tighter than the first. You want to brake early. You want to shift down into third gear here. You want to try and get right down into the curbing, but I want to be back on the power early. Not too aggressive, or I'll go wide at the exit. This turn is deceptive. It does have some banking down inside, but you don't want to go super wide on the exit. You can get a 1X, or even worse, you can get off and spin. Back to power, track on out, and then just nail it from here all the way down here. Stay to the left, come around this turn. Now you're coming up on the hairpin here. You want to kind of stay to the right, and you want to start thinking about getting the car slowed down for the hairpin. The hairpin's critical because there's basically a long curved area after it that's just flat out in this car. So the earlier you can get back to power without spinning your left rear tire coming out of the hairpin, the faster you'll get down that straight and the faster your lap time will be. So what we want to do here is we want to make sure that we carry enough speed into the hairpin and around it that we're not throwing time away, but try to get too aggressive and either you'll loop the car going around the hairpin, or worse, you might not be able to hook up that rear wheel as quickly as you want. So this is, pretty typically with the SRF and definitely on this track, slow in, fast out is sort of the mantra. If you get too aggressive and overdrive the car, it'll be fun, it'll be exciting, it won't necessarily be that fast. So let's take a look at the hairpin. Stay to the right. I'm going to brake before I get up to this dirt patch. I'm going to be looking to my left here. I'm not really paying that much attention to what's in front of the car. I'm really looking at the turn. And what I want to do here is I want to brake pretty hard, downshift a second. I want to start turning the wheel as I lift off the brake so that I trail in just a little bit of brake and help the car rotate to really get it turned around. So here we go with that. And then back to throttle. Now you can get right to this rumble strip, but if you get too far up on it, when you go back to power, you'll get wheel spin because it doesn't have the grip that the asphalt does. Now, I might have gotten some of that in this lap. You can definitely hear it when it happens. Back to power, come in a little tight here. You can kind of run right over this first part of this turn here, and just keep the car as open as you can. You don't want to pinch it. You want to let it make as big an arc as possible because every time you turn the wheel a little bit, you slow the car down some. Okay, we're going to come up to the first part of spoon here. And let me back up just a little bit. What you want to do is when I get up to this road here, this little piece of path here, that's my marker to go to brakes. So I'm going to brake down. I'm going to stay in fourth gear. I'm going to brake, and I'm going to make that first part of this turn. And then I want to get back to power and feed a little power in, staying in fourth gear to kind of take the second part of it. And then up here, what I want to do now is I want to downshift to third. I want to not overslow the car, but I want to use the rotation of the car, sliding the rear end a little bit around, to roll it around this turn, right up on the curbing a little bit, and then get back to power as early as I can because this is where the longest straight is. And this is the most critical turn on the track to get back to power early. So we're going to brake a little bit, downshift to third. We're going to roll right up to the curbing and then back to power. Track it right on out. Okay, you can get out there on that rumble strip, and now just keep it nice and smooth. Don't be jerking the wheel around as you go down these straights. Just try and get a straight line and hold it. Okay, we're coming down here to spoon, And now the key to this thing is, as you're getting up to speed, just work your way up to it. You want to start probably by giving a good lift somewhere between the 100 and the 50 marker, and turn the car and then see where you can get back to power. As you work up to it, you'll find that you can lift at the 50. You can get into the turn and go back to power. You further development is you can lift at the 50 for just a second, and then you can go right back to power. And then finally, I think what you'll discover is that you get up to about a little before the 50 and you actually turn in. After you turn in, you can just not even breathe out of the throttle. If you time it just right, you can actually drive aggressively up over the curbing at the apex without even lifting, and you'll still make the track out and you won't lose any speed. This is something you want to work your way up to. But if you can't, just breathe out of about half throttle for about a second and go right back to power. Make sure that you get the car pointed, because it's going to want to push out due to understeer on track out, and you don't want to drive up on the curbing too aggressively on the outside. Not only will we get a 1X, but it's very greasy up there, and it's a great way to spin the car, put it into the wall, and your race is over. Right up on the curbing, come on out. The car will get a little unsettled, but it's okay. Get back to driver's left here, and then right about the 100 marker, you want to get hard on the brakes. Try not to lock up the wheels. Okay, we're going to make this turn. This one right here, you do not want to get far up on that grass. I'm pushing it a little bit here. This is about as aggressive as you can get with the line on this turn, or you'll get a slowdown and for going off track, not just a 1X, but a slowdown, and that'll really screw you up. And again, you want to go all the way out here, get out on the red, come up here, breathe out. You can get in much more aggressive on the second half of this turn. You can cut it much more aggressively. Get back to power early, come all the way out, and let it go. So here we go again. We're going to come up here. I like to give it a little bit of brake there, go back to power, come out, brake a little more aggressively, shift down to third, get back to power there, track out, keep on the power, stay to the left, bring it smoothly around this, turn right up on that curbing, and then go hard to brakes, trail brake it around, let that car rotate, back to power there, miss the apex a little bit there. So I gave up a little bit of speed. Cut right in there if you want, it's okay. You can just open that arc up. You want to keep the car as straight a line as possible through this whole complex. Flat out, you're up to fifth gear there. You come in, drive right up on the end of that curbing. Stay there right, brake, 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 turn, turn, brake again, downshift to third, a little bit of throttle, rotate the car, back to throttle, and there you go. Come on out. And straight under the way. And that's about a 1.017 lap of a day's hot current lap. Finally, for one last look at that same lap, let's just go to the TV view, and this takes us Actually, on the lead up to the fast lap, you can see this one was a little bit slower. I think it was a 9 something, 1:33.9 something. So coming around, leading up to the hairpin. Brake, 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 brake. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Back to throttle as early as possible. Track out. You want to get the car pointed as straight as you can, as quick as you can after the hairpin so you can really hook it up. And let it just track out a little bit. It's okay. Open that arc up. Keep it really smooth. Don't move the wheel any more than you have to. Come down here. I'm going to brake there. Turn. A little bit of power for this little section. Again, brake. Rotate. Smoothly power out. Up on that curbing. A little bit of wheel lock there on the right front. Really missed the apex on that one. Probably lost at least 1/10 of a second or more by that little stunt. Remember, if you're just starting out here and you're still kind of just out of rookie, you just got to drive a lot of laps on this track to get used to it. Don't try to push too hard, too fast. You know, just take your time. Try to work on being smooth. Try to work on being under control, and speed will come. It really will. It may take you a week. It may take you 5 years, but believe me, if you keep working on it, as long as you're getting faster, eventually you'll get there. You may never be at A-Day or Kevin Vaughn or any of those guys, but you'll get there. All right. Well, I hope you have fun with this. Take care and good racing.